Want to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Seated. Roll call.
Yes. Mr. Speaker,
Here.
am I pronouncing that correctly?
Like a loudspeaker.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. Paskowitz? Here. Mr. Baumgartner?
Here.
Mr. Feldem? Here. Thank you.
Do we have anything to be brought forward from the last meeting? Discussions? No? Okay. Unfinished business?
Mr. Chair, please, just don't forget, we got to do approval of minutes and public input.
I'm sorry. So do we have the approval of the minutes or anything, anyone that would like to add anything to that?
I make approval.
Approval? Neil?
A second.
And Kim Paskowitz. New business, we're going to skip over the presentation of SCORE Treasure Coast. We have a,
That's it? No, that's done.
we have somebody else.
Oh, you said you're going to skip over it. That was
Mr. Chair, we'll need public input before we go on to new business.
Okay. Do we have any public input on that? I'm sorry. Pete Puzo? Post
Nobody's raised their
189?
hand.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am here on behalf of the Sons of the American Legion, Squadron 189, working out of American Legion Post 189. And you may remember the POW MIA monument that we were very successful in getting done. Well, I'm here to ask permission and to go forward with a program to bring forth recognition to our Gold Star families. And this is what the stone would basically look like. It'll be the exact same shape as the others, only this will be in white granite if it's at all possible, with the Gold Star family, the banner, Gold Star banner in the center. And we're looking to put it kind of where the POW MIA stone is. There's a walkway, and then on the other side of that, on the south side of that walkway would be where we would ideally like to do it, but there is a sign there. If that's a problem, we can shift it slightly.
Okay.
As before, we will do the fundraising to get all the money together, and we will be using Mark Feldner, the same guy that did the POW MIA monument for us. Okay. We believe it to be a tribute that's fitting in consideration of the losses of the family members that are in service to our country at the time of their demise. So I just ask for your consideration and your approval to go forth so we can get it on the city calendar. Are there any questions? Hearing none, I'll leave it for your consideration.
Okay.
When would this be completed, Pete? Roughly.
It all depends upon how fast we get the granite.
Okay.
All right, last time with the black granite, we had to get it in from Africa. So it took a lot of time shipping. If he can get white granite in quicker, then it'll happen in less time. I believe last time it lasted about 15 months for us to get it done. So I would say somewhere in that vicinity again. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Mr. Chair, if I may, so what I would recommend is based on that, let's add it to the agenda so that you all can have a discussion on it and make a recommendation or not, not accept it as a possibility, because best thing to do is probably to have a recommendation from this committee to go to city council with. So I would say let's add it to the agenda under new business item D, discussion of Gold Star Family Monument.
Would anyone like to add anything to that? Let's go on to the next item. Patriot Day ceremony discussion.
Mr. Chair, I think we did have one other public
I'm
input. Sorry.
Raymond?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Raymond Osborne. I have a veteran-owned business called A1A Research Incorporated, and I get involved in different kind of pro bono projects. Recently, I've been involved with the task force for the 100th anniversary of our city, and I mentioned to them how great it would be to honor our veterans at that time and record a lot of veteran history into this celebration. And so henceforth, in my past, this past year, I was involved with Memorial Day and inputting data into a website called Find a Grave, which are some of our local veterans that were listed there. And this enables people, like children of veterans, to visit a grave on Memorial Day. They may live in California, but place flowers on the grave. And so this year, bringing it forward in the future, I'm working on a time capsule project. And in the time capsule project, we'll have a slideshow. And so I've been working with the Indian River Archives in Vero Beach and getting some good photos of Sebastian and some of the different locations that were part of our veteran history, like the Sebastian Inn and also the airfield and lots of other things too. And so we're collecting these pictures. So in the future, I would like to present this to the, or present it now to this committee for this local history seminar. I'm doing a survey to find out what people are interested in, and that'll be included. And I'm looking for maybe a sponsor to sponsor this flyer, which will be handed out to the veteran community and the community at large. So, thank you.
Do we have any questions about that? Question in their back?
When is this scheduled, this Veterans Patriots Party you're trying to?
What is your name, please?
Norm Cage. I was just here paying a ticket, and I thought I'd pop in, and I heard y'all talking about it. I like this town, you know.
Will you speak into the microphone? And
Never done this before.
spell your name, please.
Okay, it's Norm Cage, C-A-G-E. I live in Melbourne. So I was over at Earl's and I got a ticket a month ago and I paid it today. So the first time I visited, but I like the Friendship Park and the Boys Club and I picked that stuff up. So I thought children's our future. So I was just walking out saying goodbye to those people and I seen you're in here in chamber. So I thought I'd just stop in. And now that I listen, I'm interested. So I just was curious when that event might happen this year. And Veterans Day is coming up soon, right? And all that. I wasn't prepared. I just kind of,
It's okay.
I like it. I would like to think we could have food trucks and bands and play music and have events and water balloon throwing for the kids and swimming pool and clowns and and you said a real nice thing. You can remember people. And Earl's has got a nice memorial set up there for them already. That place is a little strong. I don't know where you'd put it, but fairgrounds, because it could be that big. Maybe parking will be Grant Seafood Festival. I've been involved with that before. So I know a little of the logistics associated with hiring and bringing in bands and security and food trucks and people and tickets and selling it and all those things. Mr. Benton?
Yes,
So I
sir.
guess I can
So,
speak through you.
Yeah, so Mr. Chair, if I may, so my recommendation to you, sir, is out front, you can go out and see Ron Paul, who can give you some information. We have many community events that take place all year. The Veterans Advisory Board is heavily involved in all of our veterans events that take place at the Veterans Memorial located next to Riverview Park. But Riverview Park is also used for large events, Clam Bake, River Days, Fine Arts and Music Festival, 4th of July. So we have a lot of events that take place along the riverfront. So maybe one of the first steps is, you know, we can go outside and see the city staff, and they can kind of give you some contacts for those, but then also come out and visit some of those events. And our next Veterans event, which we are going to discuss today a little bit, is Patriots Day celebration that we do at the Veterans Memorial. So, okay?
Exciting.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much right here in this town, and I guess funding is so important, and that's why you run it through the staff, and the guys to make those decisions, but I'm thinking you could raise a lot of money, and I'm thinking reasonable. I don't know what a ticket could cost, $10, 20, can't remember what grant cost, but thanks for the direction.
Yes, sir.
I'll step out there and get involved, so.
You
thanks
can
for your
stay in here
time.
for the meeting. I wasn't trying to run you out, but just for more
No,
information, you can.
I'm on the schedule.
All right?
But I just popped in real quick, so I'm glad I did.
Okay, thank you.
you for your time.
Nice to meet you.
Do we have any further discussion on Ray Osborne's proposal,
When is the-
or his offer? Would there be a cost on this?
No cost at the moment, no. I gotta look into like maybe renting, like a hall or something like that to, put on a seminar with a slideshow. So I don't know what the cost will be there with that. The library's out for this year, and I wanted to do something closer to Veterans Day, you know, and be able to do a slideshow presentation of, our local veteran history for starters, and encourage more people to get involved and find out where we can find some more photos and pictures and stories, you know, of our local veteran history. So there's no cost yet, you know, but if anybody's interested, you know, definitely interested. The big thing now is, you know, if I can get some sponsors on their brochure here, this location right here where it says your logo brand here, it lends a lot of credibility, you know, if you can imagine like a post there or the city's logo there, you know, then more people would likely take the survey. And the survey is important because the survey is a useful tool because it shows, it gives people, first of all, it makes people feel engaged, more engaged in this event coming up. And with the veterans, they can select, anybody can select respondents of all this list of different topics involving local history. You know, anything really from the Naval Air Station that was here, to the U-boat sinking, the U-boat activity on the coast here, to more up-to-date stuff, you know, some of the, maybe the post activities. And that way we can put those pictures into the slideshow. So it helps with a lot of activity in that area. So that's where I'm going with that. So right now I'm looking for potential folks that will be interested, organizations will be interested in putting a logo brand on this here. And so I've approached a number of different organizations, including the Chamber of Commerce, the North Brevard Library, the North Indian River Library System. So we're going to probably put some logos there to encourage more people to take these surveys. So
Are
that's
you
where I'm at the
busy? I'm
moment.
sorry. Are you busy on Wednesday?
I beg your pardon?
Are you busy on Wednesday evening?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Are you busy on Wednesday evening?
No, I'm out of town this week. Unfortunately, I'm out of the state, but certainly next week, you know, I'll be in town.
Well, when you come back, stop into the American Legion. We'll
Yes.
talk.
If I may, Mr. Chairman. Ray, are you busy this evening?
I beg your pardon?
Are you busy this evening?
We're flying out today to Biloxi, so I got a flight out. I wish I could, you know, but that was the way the calendar fell. But definitely after that, yeah,
We'll see you next week.
when we come back, yeah. Sounds
Fair?
good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone like to add to that? Kim Paskowitz, you have anything?
No, not at this time.
Neil?
Nothing at this time.
Rick?
Nothing.
Did we cover everything, Brian?
So, just two things, if we could. Patriot Day ceremony, did we decide which organization was gonna handle that ceremony this year, or are we not gonna do it? I don't believe we had found an agreement on if either organization was gonna handle Patriots Day for 9/11.
I believe that was the, your turn.
Yeah, because you had the last one.
We're gonna turn that over to
The VFW.
VFW.
the VFW, and they'll get back to us.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, if they could just contact me so that I know the time, we can make sure we do the road closures, get everything set up like our standard event. So VFW is gonna handle that one.
What date is that again?
9/11, September
Oh,
11th.
it's 9/11, okay.
And then the other thing is for you all to have a discussion in regards to the Gold Star Family Monument. If it's something that you want to recommend going forward and at least have a recommendation to go to city council from this board, if that's your will. It's not a requirement, but I know Mr. Puzo.
I'd like to make that as a motion to go forward to the council with it.
I'll second that.
And then that is all that I have.
That's,
What about, I thought Rick was gonna talk about Reach Across America.
Rick, do you want to talk about Reach Across America?
Yeah, I'm really aiming today to put support in behind the Gold Star Monument. I think this is an endeavor that's really needed. It's going to be the last stone, I think, in the park down there to really bring that to where it needs to be.
Can you give me your name?
I'm sorry, my name is Rick Lewis. But yeah, so we know December you would think is a long way off. We just finished Christmas in July. But it'll be here before we know it. So we really need to start making sure we have our thoughts and making sure we cover every grave again. Last year we did cover all, but I did bump our numbers up another 50 because but at the end we found a couple that weren't, that we missed, so we had to make adjustments. So this year we're looking at having over 600 wreaths put out on December 16th. And that's National Wreath Day this year, and the wreaths did go up to $17. At this time, we have just over 200 wreaths dedicated to Sebastian. So that means we need another 400 at $17 each. So just keep that in mind. Anybody that'd like to donate, any of the organizations that would like to donate, you can see me, and we'll make sure it goes in through our 3 for 2 program, so we can really maximize that output. It's been a great success, I think, over the last couple of years, and looking forward to seeing everybody there again this year.
Rick, I get a lot of phone calls at Post 189. When and where? What's a good time that you're going to have that truck out there?
We will begin laying wreaths this year, like in the past, at 10:30.
10:30.
10:30 at the cemetery. At
Sebastian.
the completion of laying the wreaths at 12 noon, we will have a ceremony at Riverview Park.
Is that the only cemetery you go to?
No, we will have our next gen veterans. I've got a young lady from there that is taking care of Winter Beach again this year. She did a fantastic job for us last year, and so we'll be putting out about 350 wreaths there. There are also wreaths going out in Gifford, Crestlawn, and Vero. We will have there's almost 70 wreaths that go on Johns Island. And there'll be a second ceremony in Vero Beach well, this year they won't be able to get to the island because of bridge work there, but we'll also have a ceremony there. So we cover every cemetery in Indian River County. So Next Gen Vets will also be doing a wreath laying at Westfall Basso also. So we make sure we get them also. So yeah, no, we covered. Last year we put out 2,800 wreaths across Indian River County to cover every service member. So that's our goal again this year, and hopefully that we're going to make it.
Okay, I'll tell them 10:30 on the 16th.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
Anything else? Thank you for your time, everybody. Please drive home safely. And our next meeting is October 2nd, 3 o'clock, same place. Thank you.
Thank you.